Hi everyone, we're in Vancouver, BC at As Seen the Sidecar HQ, Vancouver, Canada. And we thought we'd explain to you what's going to come next after we've gone for a soft Alaska and come back to Vancouver.
Yeah.
For the final drive home.
Yeah. But this time, mate, this is our take 4. This time, don't tell them where we're going to go first. Let's talk through the options and then get a big reveal.
Okay.
That's more exciting.
Yeah.
Isn't it, guys?
Alright, we'll tell you what we'll do is you explain one of the options and I'll explain the other and then you do the one.
Alright, okay, yeah.
Like
Well, our first ever idea when we started planning this was to go to Anchorage and then ship to Magadan and do kind of the long way round Road of Bones thing, but only to a certain way, and then go down to China, go through Southeast Asia and India where there's loads of modern slavery, to do loads of cool stuff on that. And then we would go back up through Central Asia and back to Europe.
Yeah.
But that kind of went really out the window early on because it's impossible.
Yes, driving through China you need a guide for all your driving essentially.
Legally.
And it's roughly 150 USDs a day.
Yeah.
We got a quote back and it was about $11,000.
Yeah.
So that was quickly out the window. So then our second thought was, okay, what we'll have to do is we'll have to drive across Russia, all the way skipping China and go into the stands. That's what we were potentially thinking.
That was one of the options.
Yeah.
But basically what happened with that was we spoke to Real Russia, who everyone organises their visas with, and they said you have to go back to the UK to put your fingerprints in. It has to be in the US the Russian embassy in the UK. We really didn't want to do that, so we didn't want to fly home. So we scrapped that idea and decided that we'd fly in Singapore and send the bike on a boat to Singapore, didn't we?
We did, yeah. So from Singapore, the idea was to essentially drive all the way across Southeast Asia, so Thailand, Myanmar, and India, Bangladesh, and then once we got to Pakistan, we would, the first route suggestion would be to tackle the Himalayas and go into the stands that way.
Yeah.
Into Kyrgyzstan, I believe it is, via Tibet, China, which of course you're still going through China, but you can probably do it in a few days. There is a pass. It's about 4 or 5 days. However, we're planning to do this midwinter.
Yeah.
And the altitude and the snow means the borders are closed.
Yeah, so there's 2 options you do. You can do the Friendship Highway through Tibet and then China, and that costs you loads of money again, so it's off the menu. Or you can do another highway that goes through Pakistan, I forget the name, and that takes, when you talk about it, takes about 3 or 4 days. But it's blocked because of heavy snow, so so we can't go that way. So then we decided, alright, we'll go to Pakistan, then we'll drive through Iran and go into Turkey, because that seems pretty reasonable.
Yeah, that one was pretty much nailed on as what we were going to do.
We were doing that,
up until about 4 days ago. So again with Pakistan, you do have to go home to get your visa. There are reports of a few people who get a bit lucky sending visas back.
Well, we were quite hopeful we were going to be able to blag it.
We were going to try and blag it and get our visa sorted. So we were going to try and get that visa. If not, we'd had pretty much no choice but to go home.
Yeah.
And essentially we came across Iran. Now, always knew that driving through Iran was a bit of a tricky one because you need a guide. However, as of this year, I reckon 2 weeks
probably
ago,
2 weeks, like that,
there is a law now which, if you're from the US or the UK, you cannot drive your own vehicle in Iran full stop.
At all, you can't bring your own vehicle in. So we can't even just take it in and put it on a lorry or anything.
So what that means is we can't drive through Iran.
Yeah.
And we can't drive through the Himalayas because of the time of year. We can't go down through China and into Southeast Asia because
it's 10 grand.
It's 10 grand too expensive.
Yeah.
Which brings us back to one of the original routes.
So we're back to Russia. And that's the way we're going to have to go. We've looked at all sorts of other silly things like going into India and shipping it back down to the bottom of Africa. Pretty much what you have to do. It's just not possible, really. It's really unrealistic. So we're going into Russia and we're going to ship it to Vladivostok from Vancouver. Yeah.
Exactly. So when we put the poll out quite recently saying we were going to, Alaska or Vancouver, we probably wouldn't have done that had we known we were going to go to Russia because it's going to be cold. It's going to be minus 30 cold.
Yeah.
But we're all about giving people what they want, even if it's not what they actually wanted.
Yeah.
And so we'll do a soft Alaska.
Yeah. So basically, we're going to go to Russia. It's likely to be something like minus 10, minus 15, maybe even minus 20 at times. It could be as low as minus 30. and we're going to be driving on our scooter and sidecar, so it's going to be hilarious viewing.
It's going to be conditions like it's never been through before.
Yeah, we're quite excited, really, aren't we? Because it's completely new challenge. We've done all the extreme heat, and this is going to be extreme cold.
The only disappointing thing is like we said before, we have to now go home to get a visa, which we didn't want to do at all for the whole trip. It was the last thing we wanted to do, and that's why we were exploring different routes in the first place.
Yeah.
But it looks like our hands are tied. So once we've done our round trip to Alaska, we're going to have to put the bike on a boat, and while it's on a boat to Vladivostok, we're going to have to do a quick
visa run.
Yeah, visa run to the UK.
The boat's going to take 23 days to go from Vancouver to Vladivostok, so we'll probably, and it'll take a while to do the visa in Russia, so we'll probably be back in the UK for a couple of weeks.
2 to 3 weeks for the visa process.
Which is gutting because we really wanted to drive through the Channel Tunnel to the Ace Cafe and get a fry up, and that's how you get back to the UK.
Yeah, first time.
That would be cool, but instead, I mean, I'm not just going to go there and eat Russian food. I'm just going to tuck into a fry up regardless.
Yeah,
because that'd be crazy.
Yeah.
So we're going home.
Yeah,
pretty sad.
It is a little bit sad
because we really wanted to drive around the world. But it was still, we will still have driven the actual sidecar physically around the world.
Yeah, so. And we will be taking a scooter and sidecar where a scooter and sidecar has never gone before.
Yeah, probably. Although, I don't know, we'll see.
I think your sidecar outfit may have gone there before.
The unknown is what's exciting really about this, because we have no idea what it's going to be like in Russia.
Yeah.
We have no idea what minus 30 feels like, and we've no idea what the roads are really going to be like, and we've no idea if the scooter and sidecar will work. So it could be really funny. Could just be sat there waiting for it to thaw out and then drive back in the summer.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Hopefully
who knows? I don't think so.
But so yeah, Russia's back on the menu.
Yeah.
As is Alaska.
Yeah.
And we're going to spend a couple of days now getting the sidecar sorted in Vancouver before heading a little bit further north.
Yeah. There it is. Russia.
That's all I have to say about that.
Yeah. There we go. I think that's everything. Well, thanks for joining us in the planning room today.
Yeah.
It was nice to have you.